Okay, so it took me forever to get back here. I was getting some stuff done. So thank you and welcome to my vlog. So I'm Donette, and I actually am here to talk to you a little bit today about where it started, how it's going, and me financing my dream project. My the probably perhaps what I should say the first portion of my dream project, because there'll be many more projects to come, or several more projects to come. So I am just talking about the one that I already started. So thanks for tuning in, and those who will come in later, thank you for listening, and please make a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you will. So this entire channel is really based on me moving back, kind of like a recap, to Guyana, South America. And I look forward to, and actually, I'm sharing my journey on this channel with all of you guys who are listening and who will come back to listen later. So my entire journey is being fashioned here right in front of you. So thank you so much for coming in, for listening, and let's talk about what's going on with my project. So it's an odd day for me. So today, well, actually, today's Tuesday. I think it's an odd hour because usually I come in later. But I wanted to come in now. In fact, I tried to log on a little bit earlier, and I decided not to because I was getting some other things done. And then I started talking to a student of mine, an ex-student of mine, and whenever my students and I get to talking, we end up in long conversations. So about school, about family, about different things, career paths, whatever it is. So some of them still have my phone number and they still text me from former years. And this particular one, I haven't seen her. Actually, I went to her daughter's party about maybe 3 years ago. She was really maybe 1 years old because she just turned 3. Just this weekend past, she just told me. And then prior to that, I had not seen her maybe in about 4 years since she took my class. So it's been a while, but that's just to show the type of camaraderie that I have with my students. Lots of times where they just want to stay in touch, and she actually found me via um, the marketplace on Facebook because I do advertising on Facebook, and she was looking to rent some stuff, and she finally said to me upon going back and forth, she says, "Oh, do you teach at so and so college?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I do, or I did at the time I was at another college." So she said, "Oh wow," she says, "I'm so and so, and do you remember me?" But I remember exactly who she is, and I have a pretty good stable memory of my students. So a lot of times they wouldn't think that I would remember them, but I do. And that's one of the reasons why I always practice calling my students by their names. And, you know, by the third week of class, I already know every student, I already know all their names. And so I always tell them, don't try to hide in the corner because believe me, I already know who you are and I'll call you out. So, anyways, just a little chit chat before we get started. So I am at a place where I don't know if it's a standstill, but it's more like a okay. It's time to move on to the next part of my project. So I'm in this standstill because I'm still trying to make decisions about what's next. So I've done a timeline in terms of what it is that I would like to do. In terms of in terms of what I would like to do and which months I want to do them. So I'm just here for a little short bit to just kind of tell you what's happening. Um, so the project is going to continue, obviously, so it doesn't stop until opening. So right now, the dates that I have projected are um, I just got a quote. I gotten a quote, sort of a quote, a couple of months back, and I wasn't sure what that actually meant, or just kind of okay, well, this is the figure we'll probably need to work with. But anyway, I got more of a breakdown yesterday in terms of what the fence is going to cost. Now, the fence is about 50 by 100, and it's um, it's going to be about 8 feet tall. It's going to be concrete. I'm not going with wood. I'm going to go concrete. I feel more protected with concrete. I feel it's harder to jump. I feel like I can put more protective measures within the concrete, I mean, above the concrete, whether they're bottles or different things so that people can't, people are discouraged from jumping the fence. So whatever it is, sharp, something sharp. The object should be sharp that goes into the concrete that's built into it. So I'm gonna do something like that. And so when I looked at the figures that I was quoted yesterday, and they still gonna have to do it per se by the lumber yard, but just by an understanding of what is required, for such a task. I am, looking at from what he said to me about maybe 6,000 US dollars to get it done. Well, that's including the fence and also the concreting of the yard space. So we're talking about blocks, buying blocks. You have to buy the iron rods, obviously to stabilize it, stabilize the fence, whatever those are called. You have to also buy other things that I'm sure they need. And I don't know how much. There's something else he was telling me. I forgot what the name of it is. But anyways, by the time he's done, and then the amount of cement in it costs to actually get the yard, um, to a, almost like a driveway kind of look. That's gonna cost some cementing as well, and the cementing is gonna cost some money. So anyway, it's about 6,000 USD to get that done. The other thing is that, so I want to get that done between September and October, as he did say it's going to last. He needs at least 2 months to get that done. So that will be, if I begin the project in September, then October month, probably towards the end, we could have that finished. Now, um, I want to put the doors on, which is the glass doors. So we have two sets of doors, which is a double door to enter, and then there's an exit door, which is a single door. So both of those doors are actually glass doors, and so I want to put those on. I'm not going to be putting any kind of bars over them or anything like that. Anytime, whenever you have bars and things, it assumes that it's not a safe area. I think I want to protect the property via the fencing, and I think that would be good enough. And I think having maybe a dog or two on the property would help out as well. I don't like dogs that much because I'm terrified of dogs, but I think this is the one time I would have to, work with knowing my dogs and being comfortable around them, obviously, so they don't bite my butt. So I'm gonna try to work along with a trainer and get some bulldogs on that property. Um, so um, outside of that, and of course those go locked away. Those are going to be locked away at nights. Um, I mean, and during the daytime, though, and also whenever the property is being used, those will be locked away. Um, but definitely, once nighttime comes and you are un, you have retired for the night, then what you want to do is definitely release those animals on the property. So that's what I'm looking to. So we have September where the fencing begins. It lasts for 2 months. So the fencing along with the yard space, cementing of the yard space. So that's between September and October, and I think by the end of October that should be all done. And then we also have to put the doors on, like I said, and so that should come in November. Now we haven't brought in the. I still have to bring in the bar. Now, that bar, you may have remembered that I mentioned, and I'm going to say it now anyway. The bar is costing about 3,500 USD. Okay, so that bar is going to come in. I would figure I would like to have it in by mid-November. Um, the It's going to go on. The doors are going to be put on and the windows are going to be put on. Then I'm going to bring the bar in. I was hoping to have the door go on the day that the bar comes in. That way, we don't have anything in the way. So the guys who are bringing in the bar can just walk through without a problem. So more than likely, what I'll have to do is work with it simultaneously. So I'll have the my builder be on property to make sure that um, they're there to put on the windows can go on, the side door can go on, but the front door is what I'm worried about. So on the same day though, they put on the windows and the door. I can also bring in the the actual bar. With the bar being in the property, once that's in and everything is good, we can begin to work on the actual door, front door. I didn't want to put in that door because it could be an obstruction to get the bar in. So I got to think about that part. So therefore, logistically, it makes sense to bring the bar in, then put the front door on after. But it can be done the same day. How long would it take to put a door to just screw a door on? Not that long. Um, so with that said, so that will be the towards November. November put doors on, and then um, I want to start painting. At first, I was thinking painting is like the thing that I was debating on because I wanted to think like when would I paint. Now I was thinking that wow, well, as soon as the building is finished, which will be soon, excuse me, I can begin to paint. But then that doesn't make too much sense because you're dealing with cement and you're dealing with all this dust. And to, paint the place and then have all the dust flying around on the property or whatever doesn't make sense. So I think the painting is gonna have to come at the very last minute. So when I'm done with the fencing, when I'm done with the cementing of the yard, and when the things are already in the property, such as the doors, they're on, and also um, the bar. Once that's already in, I think we can attack that painting sometime around maybe the end of November into December. So that way it's not a rush. So if the doors go on, let's say November 20th, because that's when we get the bar in. Let's say that's when we get the bar in. So when that door goes on and the bar is in and everything is okay, the painting can literally start the next day. No reason why it shouldn't be able to, because we're just painting the outside. I think I'm gonna let the inside be its natural wood color for some time before I finally make that decision. I would love to be able to paint it because obviously painting in the empty space makes more sense than painting when there's furniture. So I don't know what I'm gonna decide, but I do want to. I do know that I want to cover the outside first before I worry about the inside. So, but if I have to leave the inside for later because of financing, because of whatever situation is happening, I'm fine with that because the reality is that you can always move things around and do your painting. One of the things that I don't like is people who do sloppy jobs. So I want to make sure that, whoever it is that's painting, and I have a friend who says that he's going to be doing it. So hopefully, I get a good thing out of it and, I'm not disappointed. I saw his work before, it looks pretty good. So I'm hoping that that turns out well. Anyways, so with that, once we have the painting done, it's almost time to open. I want to launch in December, like I said. So with I'm gonna be there for the launch. I am planning the launch party. I'm gonna be sending out the RSVP or hold the dates or save the date. by November. So once I don't want to send out, save the date and people are, something goes wrong and then you have to cancel things or whatever. So I want to do the save the date as close as possible to when the project is at least I see it moving along. So let's say I move the bar in, I have the doors on. At that time, that's when I'm going to do the save the date. So hopefully, like I said, by November 20th, for example, if I can get the doors on, if I can get the bar in, then by the 21st, when we start painting, I can say, hey, well, let's send out those save the date because now we know we're well on our way. So that will work out just fine. So I am looking forward to being able to send those save the dates out. I figured I am only going to invite about 33 people to the opening. I'm not going to do a big event. It's going to be 33 of those people who were chosen. That includes the work crew, obviously, who worked on the property. That includes even me, right? The manager for the property, my husband, of course, um, local leaders, some YouTubers, and so to get some publicity and so on. So, and that's one of the reasons why I'm contemplating like which day do I do it because the closer you come to Christmas in Guyana, the more people get busy and the less interested they are in doing things outside of their home and their family, which is understandable. However, so with knowing that, I should say, I need to work towards having the opening when it doesn't intercept with their time. So I'm thinking mid December is a good time to do an opening right before the holiday really falls upon us. And again, it's just going to be people who are invited anyway. So it's probably going to be easier for me to get that group to the location. Let me see what else. I would like to. Oh yeah. So then we also have the. Sorry, I don't know what is wrong with me today, but I also want to bring in the all the equipment that is necessary. Um, Now I've got lots of other things down there, like tables and chairs, and I already have the bar stools for behind the bar, not in front of the bar. Those needs to still be shipped out. I got lots of stuff here that I bought. In fact, um, the future manager of the property keep asking me if my storage is filled yet, and the truth is that it is filled. It's been filled. It's always filled and overflowing. Well, I don't know if that's a bad thing at all because that shows, progress. It shows, that you're multiplying, and so therefore, what I have now set up is, I can move right into the property, and I wouldn't be short of anything. So I was looking at the prices for equipment down there, like I said before. Um, when I see the prices of the commercial freezer, it's about $800 for that, US dollars, of course. The double door fridge, I can get one for at least $1,200. There are always, you can get any of these prices based on model, based on, you know, um, manufacturer, based on whatever it is, can change. So these are just the prices that I'm comfortable with and the brand that I'm comfortable with. So for the commercial fridge, like I said, about $800. The double door fridge is the for the kitchen, of course. For the chef, that's $1,200. The freezer is about $500, and the doors and the windows, I'm averaging it's about $700 based on what the last pricing I got. So, but it shouldn't be over $1,000 to get those. Really and truly, because I've done windows at my grandma's house. I get four sometimes for sometimes I think $600 or something USD. So I know those are not that expensive. And the doors, double door. The last time the guy quoted me, I think it was around under $300 US dollars. So I'll see what happens with that. But I'm prepared to spend at least $700 on that part of it. So pretty much that's it. I am really still excited about this project. Sometimes it gets a little bit stressful, if you ask me, when you look at all the numbers and you start thinking, okay, well, I got to get this done at this time, I got to get that done at that time, and it gets a little bit stressful because you know you're working on with a timeline, and also you've got to spend money. So these projects are real. Don't want to make it seem like it's a simple thing. They're real. They take money, and you have to budget constantly to make sure that you're on the right path. And for those of you who maybe wonder, oh, why I'm talking about money, that's because it's actually this project is being done out of pocket. It's not a project that is being financed by anyone else or by the bank or anything like that. So this is totally out of my. I'm doing this project out of my paychecks, out of my and I'm not even touching savings to do this or anything like that. This is simply out of paycheck every twice a month. Um, where you get paid and you're trying to make sure everything works. And so far, it's been flawless. So I'm prayerful that it will continue that way. I just had a little bit of a nick in my budget where I had to spend an extra $5,000 on my property in Georgia. So, you know, these things happen, and it's very sometimes it just gets on the last of your nerve. But what are you going to do? You just pick up and you keep going, right? So with the same speed that so let me just say, because sometimes we talk about what's being deducted, but we don't talk what is being included, what else is coming in and the blessings that God has provided. So I got two clients, two major events, and, both are thousands of dollars. So for me, this is why I give so much, and I don't give to get, but this is why I don't mind giving because, it just seems like my life is always blessed, and I'm always very thankful for whatever it is that the Lord has blessed me with, of course. And so I'm excited that He has given me another day, another chance to do this, and I am excited that I can take the same kind of blessings that he has, or the same blessings that he has blessed me with, and I can take those monies and I can invest it into my business. All right, into my other part of my business. So, thank you so much. And for those of us who are wondering which part of the business that I'm talking about that I got two clients with, that's my wedding planning business or my events planning business. And the business that I'm talking about now, it's obviously for my bistro and lounge, and that is going to be in the South Americas. That is going to be in Guyana. So, but the events planning business, I have that here in Florida, here in the United States. And of course, I have a second part of that business in Guyana, South America as well. So I am just trying to grow my events business, and I'm trying to multiply in terms of my opportunity to be what it is a repat back to Guyana, South America, which I want to do in less time than I actually anticipated. Wanted to do it before in about 4 years, and now I'm down to maybe 2 years because I'm so fed up of the extra cost, um, or cost of living that is just really upon us here in the U.S. And I just need a easier, more relaxed lifestyle. I need my fresh fruits. I need my seafood. I need it to be cheap. I need it to, well, cheap according to U.S. standards. And I need to live a more relaxed life. Period. And I want to live on the hills, and I want to live where the breeze blow in the evening, and I want to live where people just go about their business not have to stress, where there isn't a whole bunch of problems everywhere you turn. And yeah, I know I sound like I want to create this myopic kind of society and everything is so perfect. But no, it's not that. It's just that it's just easier to live in certain parts of the world than it is to live in the U.S. at this point. For me, that's the way I see it. You may have your own opinion, but that's just my opinion. Alrighty, so thank you so much for listening. Again, thanks for those who will come later and listen to my live. Um, and thank you for your support all along the way. And thank you to my one of my subscribers who are always on me. Hey, I missed you. I didn't see you last week. I didn't see you 2 weeks. So I was just getting my summer grades done. I was getting my summer classes closed off. And so I have not been here. I had not been here for about 2 weeks prior to today. So, but I'm back, and you'll be seeing me every week, from here on. So thank you so much. And hopefully, you're motivated by my story of repath so that way you can one day join in moving back home and contributing to your society, wherever it is that you're headed back to. Thank you. I'm Donette once again, and welcome to my live. Welcome to where I talk about my repat back to Guyana, South America, and also where I share educational topics, where I share living, and where I share on being creative. So here I am, and I appreciate you. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.